So, for this one, I thought that I would do some painting. I'm going to show you some of my paintings, but I'm not professional. I have no training, although I am a makeup artist, so I guess that's some kind of training, because when I do makeup, I do it like I'm painting on a canvas, if that makes sense. And so I thought maybe I would do a painting, and the brush strokes and the noises that go along with painting would help relax you. And I thought maybe it would make a good ASMR video. I actually just picked up, I started doing a human form, and it didn't start out like that. Well, it started out like that, but there wasn't supposed to be a face. And what I find from painting is that I have an image in my mind, and I may look for kind of references. I Google stuff, and then I started the painting, and then it goes through this metamorphosis that I don't even know what's going to happen, and it turns into something way different than when I had first envisioned in my mind. And so I feel too that when I've done them, that they never feel done. Like you just have to stop at some point, because otherwise you could just keep going back and adding to it and tweaking it. But yeah, so I just want to show you. This one is called Human Anatomy. And as you can see, I got these at the library, so they were put on hold. I love the library. If you haven't gone, the library is one of my sanctuaries. I haven't been there to like sit for a while, but there was a time that I was going multiple times a week just to be quiet and to work on my computer or read magazines. If you're into reading magazines, it's a good way to do it for free. And a library card is free. All of those are free. You can go on computers if you don't have one there. But this one's called Human Anatomy. HUMANATOMY. So let's see. It's funny because this painting, this last one I'm working on, it kind of started like this, but she had no head. And so I started just doing the body, and you'll see it, I'll show you. It's amazing too. Back in the day, a lot of paintings were done of women who had a little more meat on their bones, because that was a sign of wealth. If you could feed yourself and be like that, then that meant that you had the money to eat. And I have my painting set up right here. And so I will show you the paints I have. And I'm just adding as I go. And painting for me is not, it's for the art of it, but it's something that I can just sit and immerse myself in and just really relax while I'm doing it. And so I'm interested to get into, have you seen people who do drawings? They're pencil drawings. There's this one guy on YouTube, I don't know his name, I can't think of it now. But his drawings are so realistic and so fine-tuned. So yeah, so I'm looking for it because right now, oh see, I think that's beautiful right there. Right now I just am kind of winging it. Everything I do is just off of feel. And so I am intrigued, and I think that it's, from what I've heard and what I've looked up, that it actually isn't like you start with a structure and then just move from there. And I'm trying to see where I'm going to put this book. Okay, I'll put it down there. Alright. This one is called The Art of Figure Drawing, The Complete Guide to Classic Drawing Techniques. So, oh, that's beautiful too. What's interesting is my mom is a painter. She has over 100 paintings. My mom's going to be 96 this year, and I've been holding on to these paintings. They're actually quite good. And same with her, is she just started painting. She actually took classes. She also does poetry. And you find out when you do a painting, because I don't even know what I'll do with these paintings, that they're personal. I have like someone in mind to give it to, but then you don't know if it's something that they'll like. But then I think too, over Christmas, I saw these people buying gift cards last minute for people. And there's no thought that goes into that. Hey, who doesn't want a gift card? Who doesn't want, money that you can buy what you want, and it's like free money. But something that takes thought and time, I would love a gift like that comes truly, sorry if you hear the airplane, that comes truly from the heart and took a lot of time to do. But again, you feel like there's that judgment, and there probably usually isn't. We always make stuff up in our heads. But anyway, so yeah, this. Yeah. So I'm looking forward. I have one more. Put this down here. And I have my coffee. So sorry, but in between, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Nothing better than a little black coffee to get you going. So this is Beginner's Guide to Life Drawing. Okay. Again, where it starts out, and there's, when you draw, there's like, graphite pencils. When I started, I just used a regular number 2 pencil. I like this one. I like the simplicity of it, that you could just follow. The one thing that I can say, I'm good at imitating things. So I think something like this, where it was just simple, and then this gets a little into the weeds, a little more. Oh, and it shows the stages though. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. This one I like. I like that it shows step by step how you add. So I will be looking at these for future painting. So I have this whole setup here, and I have a canvas and I have a desk easel. And eventually that's what we're going to get to soon. But I figured this would make for a longer video. And sorry, the first video that I did, I had to cut it down. It wasn't much longer than 15 minutes. I just wanted to do an introduction and just see how it went. Starting a new channel is interesting. But I already had somebody reach out to me and request certain things. So that was very motivating. And so, yeah. But I know for myself that, a video that's only like 15 minutes or very short, I know sometimes you just want that because you just are laying down for a nap or you just want to relax for 15 minutes at work. But for me, and I'm sure most people, especially when you're going to sleep at night, that you like the longer form content because, once a video is over, then it starts playing ads and stuff like that. And so that would disrupt the whole point of being relaxed. So, yeah, I'm going to show you some of my paints here and what I got. And then we'll get into it. In between coffee drinks. Okay. So, I just bought these. I can't help myself. I was at Michael's, and there's another paint store. It's called, is it Bix? So I work in acrylic, and these, and I didn't realize after I bought them, but the colors, I believe, are all metallic. But that's okay. I can work with that. It's like playing an instrument of paints. So I love all these colors. And they're actually very reasonable. I think that was on sale for like $7. So it's not anything, if you buy things as you go, that seem that expensive. So I'll show you this so that things don't come off my table. It's like a slanting table. So what I realized when I started, like I'm doing this one, and it's a lot of skin, and even though the canvas color was working, I just thought it was missing something. So I wanted to get something that mimicked like a skin color, and this one, and I bought a big tube because, like for skin, if you're drawing forms, there's a lot of surface to cover. So if you can see that color there, mimics like a skin tone. And trying to see what color it's specifically called. Mars de Tinte Clair. So it's not like, just doesn't say skin color. It just looked that way to me, so I got that. And so, these tubes are pretty small, but they go a long way. A lot of times I mix water with them, and so to kind of thin it out, and so it makes it go even longer. But a lot of the colors that I use most, a lot of backgrounds I do are mixtures. Sometimes I use a base of black and then put other colors over that. And so I got, this is called Mars Black. And again, this should last me for quite a while. Alright, let's set that over there. Cheers. Okay. I bought this, and these aren't expensive either. I would say they were around $10, but this should last for a long time. And this one is dark ultramarine blue. And again, I use acrylic paint. Some people use watercolors. I guess watercolor is more, it's harder. I've never done watercolor, so I don't know. But maybe I'll give watercolor a whirl at some point. But right now my medium is acrylic. Oh, and so I was talking about my mom, and she's actually done acrylic, but a lot of her paintings are watercolor. But like I said, she took some classes, and again, she wasn't a professional, and her forms are also forms of women, and a lot of them don't have faces, so it's interesting. A lot of them do, but that's kind of, I think when you start something like this, and especially if you're doing it because it just brings you joy, that you kind of ebb and flow with what then starts to feel good for you to use. And that's how you find your niche of what you like best to do. Alright, and these are my paintbrushes and different tools. Okay, set that there. And again, so for me, I'm used to doing makeup. And so I think, from holding the brush and then looking back at someone and seeing where I need to add more, or take some away. And the nice thing that I found, I didn't think I would find it this way, because I thought acrylic was more of a tougher kind of medium, but it's pretty forgiving. That if you feel like you make a mistake or want to move something over, that you can use different colors to cover that up and then rectify what you want to do, which I found intriguing, because I didn't think that would be the case, that once you put it on the canvas for acrylic that would be it. But that hasn't been the case, which I actually like. Okay, I'm going to show you. I just bought these. So these are the pencils. And I actually really like this. I kind of just sketch things out. Or, well, this last one I did. The other ones, I just started painting. And I figured I'd see what happened from there. And then, always need an eraser. And so these white erasers, white block erasers, you know how they have the ones that you used in school? Those, I don't know, they were like flesh colored. hide those, and then, but if it's on a white canvas, that you can see them. So I got these white block erasers, and this has worked really good. Okay. And then, let's see, I want to make sure that these paints are in here so they don't fall out. There are so many colors here. I'm gonna put this one fell out. I'm gonna put it in here. Sorry if that was really loud. So yes, I have all these paints. I'm gonna set that there. I have all these paints. And then I have the bigger ones that I showed you. And I have some water. When I change colors, I like to, wash the paintbrush out, or if I just need some water to thin a paint out, that's what I'll do. And then, of course, I have a couple of these. Should have cleaned it out better, but yes, so they hold the paints in the wells, and then you can use different colors and put different colors in these. And one last thing, so I didn't really think about this till later, and I was finished with the painting, and so afterwards you can like glaze the painting, and it actually brings out more of the color of the painting. And this one is, so this is for acrylic mediums. It's called Liquitex, and there's different, kind of like with regular paint where, there's a matte finish or, like a shiny finish, a gloss. So this one is a matte varnish. And there's a lot in here because you don't need a lot. And you have to shake it up really good. It doesn't really have a smell to it. But, so this one's matte. These ones are a little more expensive, but again, you get so much and you don't need that much. So, this one is a gloss varnish. Same kind. Alright. So before we begin, let me get a little organized here. But I will show you. I have my paintings down here. And again, no judgment. This is all new to me. When I was in Arizona, I just got this wild hair that I wanted to start painting. And I bought an easel. And yeah, all these paints. And then because I was traveling, I had to get rid of them. So I had to recoup and rebuy everything. So this is the first one that I ever did. And it just started out as a background, and then I added as I went. But it's like Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day. So you see this little girl, you can't see her face, and she's flying a kite, and then just like the wind in the background. And so that was my first painting. Again, I have no idea what I'm going to do with these. And so I have to figure it out before I really start doing some, because I don't want to end up like my mom, where there's like 100 paintings, and she didn't want me to give them to people, and then she's like, you can give them to the Goodwill. And it's kind of like when you do one, they're kind of like your kid, like you birthed them. Like it came from an idea in your head, and again, you don't know if other people will appreciate it, or will judge it. And I think that's it. It's the fear of the judgment of the talent. But for the painter, because art is so subjective, we'll give you a little tingle. Because art is so subjective, something one person likes, another person would be like, yeah, not my style, because we all have different styles, and that's what makes the world interesting. You don't have to like everything, and it's just about the appreciation of getting a thought onto a canvas and relaying that in a form instead of a thought. Okay. The next one, I don't, again, this just kind of kept morphing into something, but I actually got a hole in it. But I looked, and you can actually, what do you call it, like patch. You take it from another canvas, and then they tell you the glue. I looked it up, and so I patched this part here. I was going to throw it in the dumpster, and people were like, Tracy, do not throw it away. And I found it, I had a storage that I just cleaned out. I thought I threw it away, but it was still in there. So, this one, again, I don't even know how it started, but for me, the interpretation of it is that it's a woman, and she's being silenced, but yet, do you see, this is the tree of life here, and it's grounded, it has roots. And then, I don't know, you can see her lips, though, behind her hair. And then, you can see there's a heart there. Probably if I didn't point it out, you probably wouldn't have noticed it. I mean, probably technically not a good painting. But again, it just morphed into, and I don't think when you're doing it, and you're not doing it for like it to be seen really, that you don't judge yourself on whether it's good or not. You just know that you're metamorphosizing it into something, the vision that you see. And so it just becomes what it is. And then you get, like I said, what I'm finding out, and I'm sure other painters feel this too, like you could keep going back to the painting probably for years and keep tweaking it and adding to it, taking away from it, doing something different, making it into a different painting than it originally started out as. But there's a point where you just have to be like, okay, that one's done. Alright. So I have 2 more left. These ones, those I did probably about a year ago, and then I didn't paint for a long time. And then recently, life has gotten very stressful. And that's why I listen to ASMR, because ASMR really, at the end of the day, and I'm alone. I live alone, and I think too, like, I talk to people all day long. But I think when, at the end of the night, you feel like somebody's there with you, but they're whispering to you, and you can choose what you want to listen to and what you want people to talk to you about. And, you know, a lot of people like the affirmations. And, you know, they say it gets into your subconscious. So when you're sleeping, that, like, if you're listening to affirmations, okay, I'm a true crime lover. And I used to listen to true crime ASMR before I went to bed. And then I started realizing that that probably wasn't the best, especially, you know, the stress I was going through and everything, to fall asleep listening to that. So I've changed it up. Again, my inspirations are, you know, the ones I continuously, consistently listen to is like ASMR Addiction, Karuna Satori. A lot of times it's like putting on makeup, or like food hauls, and just like random, nothing that's gonna really give you anything like subliminal that's bad when you go to sleep, because I want to wake up feeling good. A lot of times too, I listen to Reiki. There's another one, I can't think of her name. She's really good, and she does Reiki, and I do Reiki, and that really helps too. The ones that tell stories, like the ASMR meditations, that guide you through different things. And I think that that's, you know, with my channel, as I do more, that's what I will start doing also. And it's nice that for this is something that I can sit down and just continuously do. Doesn't need much editing. I just want to make it simple and just help you relax. And so that's kind of the plan. And I don't have, like, there won't be certain days that I'll be uploading. Right now, life for me is very busy, but it's something that I find relaxing myself, even to do, not just to listen to. And so I'm hoping to do it. Yeah, I'm not going to box myself in, but at least 2 to 3 times a week. Again, it takes my mind off of the stress of real life that I'm in, and it helps me create different scenarios and help share them. And again, that's my creative side. Being a makeup artist, I am a creative at heart. And you can be a creative, and I mean, I'm a good makeup artist, or so I've heard, so I've been told. But with the pandemic, COVID, and everything, a lot of my jobs have gone away. And I feel bad because a lot of photographers I've worked with, or on sets, you know, they have people come now because their budgets are so small. I cut my own bangs. I'm going to get my hair trimmed very soon, and my kind of off topic, but my stylist Ruth, she's always like, Tracy, you cut your bangs. I go, I know, I couldn't take it anymore because my hair grows so long. But anyway, so yeah, I'm a creative at heart, and then everything kind of went away. because I used to work a lot doing that, and it's sad. It's sad for me. So I've had to find other outlets to express that. That's the word I wanted to say, express my creativity. And so this helps me do that. And so, let's see. Okay, this is the last one I did on New Year's Eve. I got up, I think I was laying in bed and I got up at like 9. I did not go out on New Year's Eve. I'm not a New Year's Eve party kind of person. And I just felt like painting. And like I said, so I call this one Swallowed Up, because what I'm dealing with, and I didn't even know what it was going to be. And this is just what it turned into. And so, this is her. And you see it looks like a tidal wave. And she's kind of sinking back into it, like it's swallowing her up. And so, yeah, that's what that turned. I had no idea, like, never, when I started, I think it would turn out like that. I didn't even know what I was going for, but that was that. And now this last one. So this was supposed to just be a form, like a woman form. I started looking up like woman drawings bodies. I believe that that's beautiful. I love the human form. I'm sad that a lot of people sexualize it, because it's beautiful. You can admire it, but you don't need to sexualize it. And so this one I sketched out. The other ones I never sketched before, but I needed to make sure, because I used a bigger canvas, that it was proportionate. Again, I am not trained, so this was all just like freehand. And I saw this one picture of just a form. She had no head. It was just a drawing. And she had like a scarf around part of her body. And this is not done, because like I said, it's so nice that I found out that acrylics are actually forgiving. I don't know if I can show this. But do you see, like, I have to fix all that. She needs more of a jawline. I mean, and it started out like that. And then as you paint, I paint over like some of the lines, so I'll have to like go back and then do some shadowing. So it's just like anything. The more you do, the better you get. I'm not saying this is better than my other ones or that it's even good. Again, it's all subjective. But for me, I feel like, especially in painting, you start to feel more confident in being more bold with it. And that's why this started out very like conservative. Her hair was just like kind of a brown, and then I'm like, oh, I want it like a red, like I want it to kind of take over her. But she's very docile. Anyway, I don't know what I can show you here. But see, her hair goes around and then comes back, but I want it to come here too. Again, not even halfway done with that. I have a feeling that one I can be tweaking for quite a long time. And then we'll see what she becomes. All right. Well, it's already 40 minutes in. Ooh, so something like this is, yeah, time goes by. When I talk about stuff like this, time goes by like nothing. And so these are things that I can do that I think can make for longer videos. Again, I personally, it's funny when you do something, you usually do stuff that you find that you like. And so then I just figured that the audience who likes that too will just find me, and then those that don't, just don't watch. Beautiful thing about YouTube, you can choose. So I am bringing my canvas close to me. I got these paints, and this is just mostly, I'm just gonna paint. I'm not painting a form, I'm not painting anything specific. I'm just gonna take this bigger brush here. I want to get more brushes too. Brushes can be really expensive. These ones are not expensive, but they kind of cover like everything that I need for now. And I think I'm just gonna start with black as a base. There we go. And then I'll just keep adding from there. So tell me, do you like to paint, or, some people like to color. I was at the store yesterday, so I'm just gonna swish this in a little water, just because I'm gonna kind of cover the canvas, and I don't want the paint to be as thick. We'll do this. Are you a painter? Or do you feel like you're a creative? I'm gonna pull it closer. Here we go. Wow. Sorry. It's not the most stable table easel. I'll have to invest in one. Like Bob. Oh, what's his name? Happy Trees. He said, what is it? Is it like happy accidents or something like that? And that's what painting is? Like, there are no accidents? Just is what it is. Tell me, what is your outlet? I also like to go to the gym. Working out is another outlet of mine. Although recently, I didn't feel good for like 3 weeks, and I was going consistently, like 6 days a week. And then you know what happens. You don't go, and then somehow you find it hard to get back. But I will be doing that this week. I'm feeling much better now. And so I'll get back into it. Okay. While I let that dry a little bit, for doing makeup, same thing. Well, I never know. A lot of times I don't know when I'm on a shoot, like who's gonna walk in. That's why makeup artists need a kit, because kind of like painting, or this, you have to have all different colors, all different color foundations. You don't know, what tone you're going to need or what color you're going to need for foundation to match their skin tone. And all different kinds of like concealers, blushes, all of that. And so when someone comes in and, based on their eye color, their skin tone, their face structure, that all comes into play. And in my head, I don't want to say it's in an instant, but I look at them, I'm like, okay. And again, this is where I start, and then I build off of that, and then you stand back kind of like a painting, and you're like, okay, I want to add more here. Oh, I need to add more there. And it's the same thing too with doing makeup. You never feel like you are done. You could always sit there and keep working. But there's a point where you just have to be like, okay, it's good. Okay. I'm gonna add, my lips are so dry. Just gonna put a little more lip gloss on. It's funny how we paint our faces like we paint a canvas. Your face is a canvas. Alright, let's just use this blue one. I'll open it down here. It's a little loud. And then we're going to put it in here. Okay. It's funny too because it does cost money to replenish all this stuff, that I'm very conservative, and I'm sure most painters are, that especially with those little tubes, that you just use a little bit, because if you don't use it all, you don't want it to go to waste. But we're going to be putting the blue on there now. Okay. Again, I'm going to go in. I'm going to clean this brush off. Kind of like that sound. Ooh, look at how blue that is. I'll paint your face blue. How about I'll give you blue eyebrows? And we're just going to just kind of randomly put the paint on here. I'm going to move this over here. Alright. Sorry about the airplane. I didn't think that there were many airplanes. I don't know if you can hear that or not, so I apologize. And I'm just going to put random. And what I think is that this canvas And like I said, I didn't think that acrylics would be so forgiving. But I found that you can pretty much, like if you look back at something and you want to redo it, that you can figure out a way. And I think I will do what I do with my other paintings. And I'll still use this canvas. And this will just be like the start of the background. Okay, so for a couple minutes, I am just going to let the painting sounds, let you listen to those. Okay, I think for today, that's gonna be good. I'm gonna see how it dries. Clean this. Okay. I'll just show you what I got so far. So that's just the black with the blue mixed over it, mixed in with water. And these sponges are pretty cool too, but I find what I used these for was the latex. This one I'm going to have to throw away. Because it dried and it's hard. But these are kind of a one and done kind of thing. But again, they aren't that expensive. I can't believe that it's been almost an hour. That went by fast. Okay, I am going to let you go here. So I want you to let me know, like the painting, is that something that you like to see. Tell me how I can, get better. Or if it was relaxing for you and you'd like to see more like this. Maybe coming up then, I'll use the same canvas and we'll just keep adding to it and see together what we come up with. Alright. I'm gonna let you go here. I hope this was relaxing. I hope it served its purpose. And again, I'm hoping to do 2 or 3 of these a week. So, I'll see you soon. I'll see you in the upcoming ones.